So Andy, you started your career at Stoke as a youngster, and you earned yourself a £1.5 million move up to Newcastle. Do you remember the move and how it came about and how you felt about moving to such a big club?
Yeah, I remember it. I remember it quite well. To be honest, simply playing for Stoke, just enjoying my football. And then I think as a young lad playing first team football, there tends to be a little bit of speculation, and the speculation kind of mounted. I didn't really take much note of it because I was just so involved in my football, and that, and people will come to me and say, "Oh, this club or that club," and I'd be like, "Well, it doesn't really interest me because I'm very happy, I'm very content at Stoke." And then I remember playing, I think it was Bradford at home on TV, and there'd been a little bit of interest, and I played that game, did reasonably well, and then I think it was about 3 or 4 days later I'd moved to Newcastle.
And in total, you've made over 150 Premier League appearances and spent your entire career in the Premier League and the top levels of the Football League. Was it an easy decision to sign for Chester last month? And was it the right point in your career to start slowing things down by dropping into non-league?
Well, yeah, I think that. Well, the manager basically called me and just said, would you mind coming in? Obviously at the wrong end of the table, and just help us out. So obviously it wasn't at a football club, and I wanted something that would suit me in terms of location. I've got 3 children as well, so I needed to be close to my children. So everything kind of fitted in perfectly. So I didn't see why not.
During your career, you spoke about Stoke a couple of minutes ago. You've been at Stoke City 3 times during your career. Is Stoke got a special place in your heart, or is it just a coincidence that every time you were available that they wanted to re-sign you?
No, it is a special club to me. I've got genuine affection for the club simply because that's where I started. It was that football club that gave me my start, gave me my debut. I owe a lot to Lou Macari for that as well. I live in the area. My children are growing up there, so as a football, as a club, it means a lot.
During 2 of your spells at Stoke, you played alongside Danny Higginbottom. Obviously, he was here at Chester for a spell earlier in the season. Did you consult with him when Steve Bird gave you the phone call? Did you consult with Danny just to see what things were like down here and whether it would be the right move for you?
Yeah, I spoke to Danny on a couple of occasions. And when he was here and when he was playing, he was happy and he was enjoying his football. And so when this opportunity kind of come up, I did speak to him, and he had nothing but good words to say about the club.
And talking of Danny, his first game for Chester early in the season came away at Wrexham. And one of your first games, it's obviously hopefully going to be only your second start in a blue shirt. Is going to be Wrexham at home on Saturday afternoon. Danny was on the winning side on his debut. Do you think you'll be on the winning side come Saturday?
I hope so. I'm confident I will be, and I spoke to Danny just the other day after the Grimsby game, and he was basically telling me I think his first game was Wrexham away, a little bit of a baptism of fire for him, and I think they managed to win 2-0. Is that right?
It is.
So hopefully we can replicate that scoreline again. So.
During your Newcastle days, you played in plenty of time wear derbies. You just told me a minute ago as well. You played in Portsmouth, Southampton derbies. Does the cross-border derby, Chester Wrexham, do you think it'll match the intensity of the other derby games that you've played in?
Well, derby games, they obviously mean a lot to the supporters. I grew up as an Everton fan, and when we were playing Liverpool, it was the bragging rights for for a lot of people, family and friends, and that'll be the case here. But I think we've just got to focus on the fact that we simply need the 3 points, so we can't get carried away. That it's a derby game. Obviously, we'll need to pick ourselves up and bounce back from the Grimsby result, and I'm confident that we can do that. We've got to raise our game a little, and we'll work hard, and hopefully that little bit of quality can see us through.
So come midday on Saturday, how difficult is it going to be just to focus on the game? Obviously, with our current position, how difficult is it going to be to focus with it being a derby game, and like I say, with the atmosphere and the passion that'll be emanating onto the pitch from the stands?
Yeah, well, it's not going to be easy, because you'll have that build up. As players and obviously as fans, we know how much it is to win a derby. But I touched on it before. It's more about the 3 points. So, and in derby games, you've got to keep your temperament, you've got to keep your discipline, and go out there organised, and have that, I suppose, that steely determination and desire, and match the work ethic of your opponents, and then, like I said, hopefully that little bit of quality that we've got can see us through.
And how do you see the game going on Saturday once the whistle blows for the start? How do you see it going?
Well, derbies are fast flowing. No doubt there'll be a few tackles flying in, and that's it's where I said before. You've got to have the right temperament for a derby match, and keep your discipline. So this is what football's about. Everyone wants to play in the big game. So
obviously you've come into the club towards the back end of the season, not in the best of positions. We are down near the bottom, but have you seen enough in your short time with us to be able to be confident in saying that we'll stay in the conference for another season?
Yeah, I'd say so. Obviously we got a good 3 points at home against Hyde. Okay, the performance wasn't what we all wanted, but we got the 3 points. And I thought the other day, against Grimsby, it was a game that maybe we didn't actually deserve to lose. And if you come away from there with a point, then we'd be walking away saying that's a great result. So but we didn't, and you've got to bounce back, which I'm confident that we can do that.
There's still 9 points to play for in the season. How many of those 9 points do you think that we'll need to secure survival?
Mm-hmm. Well, I was speaking to Danny on the way over here, and out with those 3 games, when we were a point in, I think, in front of the teams just below. Is that right? So I would say maybe two out of the 3. I'd probably take that now, but I'm confident, and I'll be aiming for 3 out of 3.
You're not known as a goal scoring right back, but you've scored a couple of important goals in your career. How would it feel to score on Saturday, obviously in that derby game against the Wrexham?
Well, it would be brilliant if I was to score the winner. I wouldn't be too bothered about scoring and ended up on the end of a defeat. So if I scored and it turned out to be the winner, or it contributes to us to winning the game, then brilliant.
And talking of scoring important goals, what did it feel like scoring that goal in the Champions League for Newcastle against Juventus?
Well, every time I've scored, it's a little bit of a foreign feeling, because I'm not used to scoring. That was, I think we'd lost our first 3 games, and no team has then gone on to qualify for the next group stage. So that was a game that we had to win, and with the help of the goalkeeper, who I think kind of threw it in, if you like, made a bit of a mistake, we managed to win. And like I said, it was a goal that won us the game, which was the big thing, and then spurred us on to go and win our next 2 games.
You made a bit of an amazing run down this right-hand side against Hyde just a couple of weeks ago. Have you heard what the nickname was being bandied about in the press box for you?
No, go on.
Silver Messi.
No comment.
Excellent. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Brilliant.
Thank you.
No worries. Thank you.